All right, let's begin. So starting in a supine position, so on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on your mat. Now let's bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your stomach. And just taking a moment to start to draw your attention inward. Noticing your breath. Your feet can be a little wider than your hips, allowing your knees to kind of fall inward. And just beginning to notice. So beginning to notice any tension anywhere, any tightness. Beginning to bring your attention to your breath. Taking a long, slow, deep breath. Maybe an inhale in. And then an exhale out. This time inhaling in and sighing it out through an open mouth. So notice with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, what is expanding as you breathe? There's no right or wrong. Everyone's different. Every breath is different. Maybe working to bring that breath a little more into your heart center. So today I wanted to focus on unexpected joy. Right now, there's plenty of reasons to not focus on joy. Lots of news and anxious feelings. So bring to mind a really happy thought. So whatever that might mean for you, maybe spending time with someone you love, maybe eating some nice warm chocolate chip cookies, maybe seeing a child's face, whatever it might be, just bring that to mind and take a couple more long, slow, deep breaths. So we're going to come back to this in our Shavasana, a little guided meditation. But throughout the class, if your mind starts to wander, bring it back to this thought of joy, this time of joy. Maybe it was a sunset, a peaceful moment over the last week or the last year. Just be with that thought of joy. Breathing into that heart center. Good. We'll flutter the eyes open. Remove the hands on either side of you and hugging your knees in really tight. Maybe rocking side to side. Maybe stretching the arms up overhead, extending the legs long. Just inviting some movement in. Good. Now hug the legs in again. And we're going to drop the knees on over to the right. Just a gentle twist to start. Nice and gentle to begin. Maybe you can look out over the left side, left shoulder. And deep breath here. Long, slow, audible breaths. Good. Inhale, knees back up. Exhale on over to the left. Maybe extending that right arm, looking out over that right shoulder. Deep breath here. Noticing the difference from one side to the other.
Good, back up through center. Again, curling up in a nice tight ball. Let's grab underneath the thighs. So opening the legs to grab underneath the thighs. And we're gonna open up and slowly rock up. So rocking and rolling, and then coming all the way up to seated. Good, then planting the hands, stepping those feet back, coming into our tabletop. We'll move through a few cat and cow stretches. Inhaling, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the tail, tucking the chin. Closing your eyes. Again, using that breath to initiate the movement, really connecting the breath with the movement, but then taking any movement that might feel good to you. Besides our cat and cow, maybe weaving hips side to side, maybe twisting and turning, maybe stretching through the feet, really drawing your attention inward to feel whatever movement your body needs. Seeing if you can focus on that breath the entire time. Just a few more. Good, coming through to a neutral spine. Now we're gonna curl the toes under and lift the knees up. So this is like a bear crawl position. Really pull your belly in. So as if you're pulling your belly button towards your spine, lift those knees up. Use your core to help lift you. Good, deep breath. We're gonna extend one leg out into plank and then the other. Good, now back into that bear crawl. Keep the knees up, right leg comes in, left leg comes in. And again, right leg extends, left leg extends. Couple more, right leg in, left leg in. Right leg out, left leg out. Are you still pushing the mat away, engaging your core? Have you lost your breath? Right leg in, left leg in. Extend, extend. Good, one more time. In, out, out. Good. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, downward facing dog. Stretching the chest out, stretching the core, really reaching long with the fingers, that energetic stretch from really the hip all the way down to the fingertip. And then from the hip all the way down the leg. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Finding some ease and some comfort in your downward dog. Deep breath in, maybe sigh it out. Good, so just a little more movement here in our downward dog. We're gonna lower back down into that plank. Inhale, extend back up into downward dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward dog. Imagine you're like a wave. So you can kind of get a wave motion through your back. And then a wave back up into that downward dog. And extending through the vertebrae, rolling through the vertebrae, down into that plank, and back up into that downward dog. Good, couple more. Very slow, mindful movements. It's not the destination, it's the journey between the poses. One more plank. Inhale, downward dog. Pause here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good, let's walk those feet forward to meet the hands. Hanging in our forward fold. Taking a few moments here. Maybe releasing through the neck, gently shaking the head yes and no. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Gently rocking side to side. Really releasing that upper torso. So speaking of the breath, when we sigh it out through an open mouth. That's kind of a cooling breath. So if you're feeling a little overheated, that's a great breath to sigh and release through an open mouth. However, if you keep your lips closed, you're building more heat. So noticing what you might need if you're in these standing postures, if we're moving a little fast and you're feeling a little like you need a little bit of a break, sigh out that open mouth breath. Good, so let's bend the knees this time. Bring the hands onto the thighs, slowly roll up, really articulating through each vertebrae. And up to standing, rolling the shoulders open and back. Inhale, lift arms up with a great big inhale. Exhale, hands back down. Good, let's inhale again. Exhale, arms down. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Good, so standing in our mountain pose, we're gonna move through a sun salutation, but just pausing here, resetting in our mountain. Your feet are rooted down into your mat. Spread your toes nice and wide. Really think of rooting down, but then you're uplifted towards the sky. So your shoulders are rolled open, chest is lifted. Maybe close your eyes just for a moment. Reconnect. Reconnect with that thought of joy. Maybe bring a smile to your face. Good, deep breath. Good, inhale, eyes open, arms lift, nice deep inhale. Maybe your heels lift up slightly, a little balance. Exhale, folding forward, swan diving, leading with your chest. Good, inhale, looking up. Exhale, planting hands, stepping feet back, that plank position again. You feel free to drop your knees at any time. Otherwise, you lower down to chaturanga. Your belly can touch or you can hover. Inhale, push into the mat, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can move through that tabletop or just lift the knees up. So lots of variations in the sun salutation. Making whatever modifications you need to for your body today. Deep breath. Noticing if your mind starts to wander, you're going to a to-do list. Maybe remembering some experiences from the morning, from yesterday, bringing your mind back to this moment right here. Or back to your moment of joy. Good, looking forward, stepping feet to meet hands. Inhaling, getting lots of length. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Good. Let's flow through one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gazing up. Exhale, planting hands, feet come back, lower down. Again, any variation, lowering the knees. Inhale, upward dog. Open up through the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Good, deep breath here. Again, that audible, deep, slow breath. Good, looking forward, we'll walk those feet forward again. Inhale, exhale, inhale all the way back up. Hands at heart center. Flowing right in for another one. We're gonna add on from here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, planting hands, stepping feet back. You can come right into a downward dog or lower through one more chaturanga. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. This time we're gonna lift the left leg up. So really stack and open the hips. Maybe do some circles with the knee. So bent at the knee, but your foot is flexed. So lots of engagement in that right leg. Big circles with the knee. Good. Reverse. Noticing if it's a little harder to breathe right now with all this movement. Good. Extend the leg long. And then we'll crunch that knee in towards the nose. Maybe you can kiss your knee. Extend it back open. Lift up. Good. Crunch that knee in one more time. And then we'll place that foot between the hands. So low lunge. You can drop your knee if you'd like, or for more of an active posture, you keep that knee lifted. So holding here just for a breath or two, really dropping those hips down. Feeling a nice stretch on the right side. Good. We're going to add a twist in here. So left hand stays down. We're going to twist on open with the right. So your hand can just come onto the knee. Lots of variations here with the leg down or up. Right hand on knee or right hand extended. Good. Deep breath. Push through that back left heel. Feel that engagement in the leg if your knee is lifted. Good. Deep breath. One more inhale. Exhale, hand comes down. So you can come right into a downward dog, or again, cycle through a vinyasa, lowering down, inhaling up, exhale, downward dog. We all meet in downward dog. Resetting here. Feel free to take a child's pose at any time if you need to. If you need a break, you honor where your body's at today. Otherwise, downward dog, lift that left leg, really stack and open the hips. Circle that left knee around. Keep that leg engaged though. Top of foot is pulled back. Circle as big and wide as you can. And reverse. Good, one more. Then we hug that knee in. Pull that knee in and extend back out. Pull that knee in one more time. See if you can kiss that knee and drop the foot down. Good. Right knee can drop if you choose, or it'll stay lifted. Dropping those hips down. Deep breath. So noticing if you can make any slight adjustments in your pose that can make the pose a little more joyful, a little more pleasant for you. Cultivating joy on our mat here. The idea is we can bring more of a joyous attitude out with us off our mats. Deep breath. And we bring the twist in, either hand on knee or hand lifted up. Really extending through the arms, opposite directions. Deep breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Foot comes back. Again, meeting in child's pose or downward facing dog or cycling through your vinyasa. Deep breath. Good. Looking forward towards the hands. Let's step those feet forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. Good. Hands at heart center. We're going to step back with that right foot now, coming into our warrior one. So hips are facing forward, bending into that front left leg. Chest is shining forward. In fact, let's do a different arm variation. So clasping the fingers behind the head. So that you have to keep space in the back of your neck with your fingers there. You can release the pinkies. But then think of moving up, right? Lifting the chest lifting the elbows up towards the ceiling. So instead of like just cranking the neck down, you have to keep some space in the back of the neck with the fingers there. Bringing the elbows towards one another, lift the whole upper torso as one unit up to the sky. Again, if that's okay in your balance. Deep breath. So let's keep the head, keep the chest there, and just extend the arms forward. Deep breath here. Bending into that front leg, belly's pulled in. Good, inhale. Exhale, warrior two, open it up. Opening up to that right side of your mat, bending into that front leg. Think of opening up through the shoulder blades, arms are extended. So again, making shifts, feeling what feels good in your body, trying to make this a joyful pose. Maybe just having a moment of gratitude for your health. Exhale, a little lower. Inhale, reversing your warrior, lifting that front left arm up as you're bending into that left knee. Deep breath. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, left elbow, left knee, or a hand can come to floor. Right arm comes up and over. Extended side angle. Really opening up through that right side. Again, if your elbow's on your knee, don't collapse into it. See if you can be light in that arm. Almost lifting that elbow up just for a moment. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale back through our warrior two. We're going to pinwheel the arms either side of that foot. Again, coming in right into downward dog or cycling through your vinyasa. We all meet in a downward dog. Deep breath. Inviting any movement that would feel good or just stillness. Looking forward, walking those feet forward, inhaling length, exhaling fold. Inhaling all the way back up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Again, reconnecting, preparing for the other side. So reconnect with your breath, reconnecting with your joyful moment. Good, and we're going to step back with that left foot now. I'm just going to turn direction so I'm facing you. So left foot steps back, warrior one on the other side. Feeling the hips are facing forward, bending into that front leg. Belly's pulled in. So here, let's open the arms in like a goalpost position. So really shining the chest forward. But again, keeping that space in the back of the neck. Opening up, bending into that knee. So flowering, kind of blooming open, but grounding down with the legs. Deep breath here. Good, one more breath. Lift the arms up, reach up, round down. One more breath, inhale, reach, exhale, ground. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Arms extend long. Bending into that front leg. Arms spread wide, feeling that space between the shoulder blades. Maybe lifting palms up, rotating those shoulders back, and flipping palms back to the floor, keeping the shoulders open. Good, bending in just a little bit lower, and then inhale, reverse, lifting up. Now creating that space on the right side.
and making any adjustments. It's gonna make the pose feel a little bit better in your body. My cues are just suggestions. Every body's different. Good. Inhale, lengthen one more time. Exhale, right arm, right knee, left arm, right along the ear. Or hand can come to floor. Wherever that right arm is, or right hand, keep it nice and light. Have the strength come from your legs and your core, lifting you up. Deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lifting back up through our warrior. Good. Again, pinwheeling hands, framing that front foot, stepping the foot back, coming right into downward dog, child's pose, or cycling through. Some days we have more energy than others, right? Deep breath. Maybe taking a big sigh. Maybe building that heat within. Good, one more breath. Looking forward, stepping feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back or rolling through the spine. Arms lift up. Hands at heart center. Good, so balance posture. We're gonna do a figure 4 today. So we do this on our backs. We've also done a pigeon version of this pose, laying out over the leg. But here we're gonna take a balance. So if there's a wall nearby, if you're not feeling very balanced today, maybe just noting where a wall is or something you can grab onto. So grounding through the left foot, really, again, spreading toes, rooting down. We're gonna bring that right leg up and over. So right above the knee. So if that's okay for you, then, let's pause here. If it's not good, you can just come into maybe a modified tree, really opening up that right hip. Otherwise, right ankles on left thigh, and we bend down almost like a chair pose. So our figure 4, right? Dropping down, kind of sitting in the seat because our chest is lifted. Good, so how low can you get? And how lifted can your chest be? Deep breath. There's lots of variations from here. There's arm balances you can come into. I'm not doing it. Good. One more breath. Sinking a little lower. Keeping that right leg active, so top of foot's kind of pulling back. And that's where when you do get into the arm balances, that foot hooks the arm. Again, for another class. So lowering down, one more breath. Good, coming up, we're gonna wrap that leg around, coming into eagle pose. So your right foot can be a kickstand next to the left, or if you have the double wrap in your practice, you wrap that foot around, arms open up, right arm underneath left, wrapping the arms. And if that's too much, you can just hug either shoulder. Otherwise, back of hands or kind of a double wrap with the hands, bringing the palms together, sitting down low again. So unexpected joys, right? I miss our white building floors because rugs, like I'm practicing on, are a lot harder to balance on. So an unexpected joy, the rec center's white building floors. Good, wrapping, sinking, lifting those elbows up. Deep breath. One more. Good, slowly come up, untwisting arms, untwisting legs. Maybe bending through one knee and then the other. Those unexpected joys, right? That we can think of. For instance, technology. I was always complaining about my daughter
being on screens too much, and I'm so grateful for it. Lots of unexpected joys through these circumstances. Okay, other side. Grounding through that right foot, really spreading through the toes, lifting the left leg up, bending and opening that left knee, sitting down low, kind of stick your bum out as far as you can, lifting the chest up, hands at heart center. Again, active through that left leg. Grabbing onto a wall if you need to, or again, coming into that modified tree. It's too much to sit the hips down. Deep breath. If you're on a rug, you're going to appreciate when you practice on a hard floor. Deep breath. Sinking down just a little bit lower. Good. Then lifting back up, crossing that left leg over now. Kickstand or double wrap, opening the arms, left arm underneath right, squeezing together. So you should feel a great stretch through your back. In that, you can intensify that by lifting the elbows up a little higher. Good, sitting down nice and low. That kickstand or that double wrap. So ideally, you want your elbows lined up with your knees. Sometimes if you look down, you might lose your balance. Maybe noticing if one's way off center, you want them right in one long line. Deep breath, lower down. Good. Last breath here, squeeze the thighs together, lift the elbows up. Exhale, untwist. Untwist arms, open up legs, shaking that out. Good. Stepping to the top of the mat. We're going to flow through a sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, stepping back. Good. Flowing through. We're coming right into your downward dog. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, downward dog. Or child's pose. And resetting. Reconnecting with your breath. Good. Looking forward, stepping feet forward, inhaling length, exhaling fold, inhaling, rising all the way back up. Exhale, hands heart center. Good. We're going to step back with that right foot now, opening up to the side of the mat. Turning the feet out slightly. Kind of shimmy through the hips. Then we're going to drop those hips right down, coming into goddess pose. So this is a fierce pose. So feeling your fierceness, your power, your strength, your joy. Arms lift up, those goalpost arms again, maybe spreading through the fingers. Maybe lifting the toes up, spreading through the toes, sinking down nice and low. So pelvis is kind of tucked under. Think of bringing the bottom of your ribs towards the top of your pubic bone. Good. Lower down, belly's nice and strong. Deep breath here. Good, sink a little lower, little lower. Good, straighten out, 5-point star. Turn that right foot out. Left foot turns in. Right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Triangle pose, reach long, reach long, reach long, reach as far as you can. Bring that left hip towards the front of your mat. Right arm's reaching towards the back of your mat. And then you can't reach anymore, bring that right hand down. Left arm comes up. Good, triangle pose. So think of side bending through the left side. So really strong core. A lot of times we round through the right just to get the head down, right? Think of straight spine is ideal, but sometimes we need to think of bending into the left because we're moving too much to the right. A deep breath here. One more inhale. Exhale. Look down towards that right hand. Inhale, lift you back up. Exhale, turning feet up. Goddess, one more time. Sinking down low. Spreading those fingers wide. Feel your strength. So your arms are engaged, your legs are engaged, your abdomen's engaged. Everything is engaged here. So feel your strength. Good, let's do a couple little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Turning towards the left now. Left foot turns out towards the front of the mat. Reach long, reach long, reach long. Right hip pulls back, and then we pivot, bringing that left hand down. Good, deep breath. Again, kind of side bending to the right here, trying to get that spine nice and straight. So one line, spine all the way to the top of the head. Beautiful triangles. Good, last breath here. Inhale, exhale, look down. Inhale, lifts us all the way back up. Feet turn parallel to one another. Hands on hips. We're going to lower down, forward fold. Hands can come wherever you'd like. So onto the floor. You can wrap your peace fingers around your big toes to help pull you forward a little bit. Hands can stay on hips. Deep breath. As you're in your forward fold, think of inhaling length, exhaling fold. Inhaling length, exhaling fold. You're drawing your attention inward. Maybe finding some joy just in your breath. Grateful for a long, slow, healthy breath. Good, hands back on hips. We're gonna come back up, nice straight spine, bending the knees if you need to. Good, now turning that left foot and slowly stepping to the top of your mat. And back into our mountain pose. We'll make our way to the mat. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, planting hands, stepping feet back, coming back into that plank position. So we're gonna lower down, nice and slow, maybe count of 5, okay? So drop your knees if you need to, otherwise hug those elbows in. Lower down, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You're on your belly, turning your left cheek onto your mat, taking a break here, bringing arms down on either side, maybe closing your eyes. Enjoying a moment of stillness. Feeling your heart against the mat. Good. Bring locust pose, a little back bending. So bringing the chin on the mat. First we'll do the upper torso, then we'll do the legs, then we'll bring them both in. So taking any variation you'd like. If you want to go right to the fullest expression, then have at it. Otherwise, we curl the chin up, lift the shoulders back, lifting, peeling up with the chest. Arms reach back, so really open your fingers, engage your arms. Feel those triceps kind of squeezing towards one another. So your arms are hugging your midline. Deep breath in. Your gaze is towards the top of the mat. Don't crunch the back of the neck like we were doing. Imagine you have your hands behind there like we were doing in that warrior one. Long length through your neck. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift a little higher. Deep breath. Exhale, lower down, right cheek on the mat.
Reconnecting with your breath. Good, so let's bring the chin back on the mat. So arms can stay down alongside you. We're gonna lift one leg, then the other. Again, feel free to bring the top of the torso in. We're gonna do that next. But if you have extra energy, then go right there. Lift. So think of extending. You're reaching your toes towards the back of the mat as you're lifting the leg. You're pushing the front of your pelvis into the mat to get some height. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale, release. Left cheek on the mat. Enjoying that stillness in between these postures. Good, last time. Chin on mat. We're gonna peel up, reaching back. Again, feel those triceps. Squeeze those arms together. Now lift those legs up. How high can you get? But you're lengthening first. So think of lengthening out from your center instead of just back bending. Lengthen and lift. Lengthen and lift. Deep breath, pushing that front of your pelvis into the mat. Reach up, feel the strength of your core. Deep breath here. One more inhale. Push into your hands, slowly come up. Slow motions. Rounding the back, coming into child's pose, sitting back over the heels. So you can bring the arms in, more of a restorative child's pose, or keeping the arms extended. Taking a few breaths here. Letting all those back bending postures settle into your back. Maybe now you can feel that your heart pounding on the tops of your thighs, or your lungs expanding on your legs as you breathe. Maybe having a moment of gratitude for your heart, your lungs, your health. Good, let's come back up. We'll swing the legs out in front of us. So countering all those back bends we were doing, sitting up nice and tall, really grounding through the sit bones. Tops of feet are pulling back. Legs are engaged, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding over the legs. I find forward folds very comforting, kind of like a turtle crawling into its shell. Maybe noticing maybe some feelings of grounding, restorative. Feeling of kind of drawing inward. Pulling that belly button in. Lengthening out. Exhale, fold forward again. Good, inhale, coming back up. Let's bend that right leg, bringing the sole of that right foot into the inner left thigh. We'll extend out over that front left leg. So kind of centering towards that left leg, keeping that right leg active though. So again, the top of the foot's kind of pulling back as if we're doing tree stand, and you're kind of pushing that right foot into the left leg. Good, inhale, lengthen up again. Exhale, folding forward right from the hip. So Janu Shirshasana is the Sanskrit name for this pose. Noticing the difference, right, that we just did the forward fold with both legs straight. Noticing the difference with one leg bent. Maybe it feels better. Maybe you don't like it in your knee. So making any adjustments that you need to make the pose a little more enjoyable for you. You can bring something under that right knee if it's kind of popping up. Maybe you lift up a little, or maybe it just feels so good you're able to come down a little lower in front of that left leg. Deep breath. Good, inhale, come up. We're gonna lift that knee, placing the bottom of the foot on the mat, creating some space between the foot and that extended leg. I'm gonna turn so you can see me a little better. So some space here to keep there, so a little more stability. Grabbing that bent right leg with the left arm, we're gonna extend the right hand behind us, reach up. So use that right hand kind of as a kickstand to really lengthen through your back, and then exhale, twisting on over. So if you feel like you could go a little deeper, that left arm can come on the outside of that bent right leg to help kind of push you a little bit deeper. Otherwise, just hugging that right leg. So here we're twisting. We inhale, we lengthen, we exhale, twist. Noticing that left leg, if it's going kind of floppy, keep that left leg active. Good, inhale, length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. Good, one more breath. Exhale, twist. Good, slowly release. Nice and slow. Switching sides. So kind of centering over that right leg now, keeping that left leg kind of pushing into the left thigh, the right thigh. Good, lengthen. Get as much length as you can. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. And then hinge from the hip, coming forward. It's amazing how different sides can be. So noticing if this side is your strong side, weak side. Maybe it's same for you. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. So that long, slow, audible breath. One more. Good, coming back up. Lifting that knee. Keeping some space between the foot and the leg. Bringing that left arm back behind you. Pushing up. Grabbing that left leg and twisting on over. So right away, my left hip is pulling back, right? Try to keep those hips square, which will help twist you a little deeper. Good, again, that right arm can go on the outside of the left leg. You feel like you have further to twist. Deep breath. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. Good. Releasing, coming back to center. Grabbing, bending both knees. And make our way onto our backs. Let's take one boat pose. So grabbing under the thighs, lifting the chest nice and open. And then lifting one leg, then the other. You can hold under the thighs. Really engage that core. See how strong you can engage your core. Good, releasing the legs if you choose. Chest is lifted. Deep breath. Good, let's sink the boat just slightly and then lift back up. Whew. Couple more, sink your boat slightly and lift back up. Good, two more. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. And lower all the way down. See how slow and controlled you can make it.
Once you're there, taking any movement that feels good to you. Maybe windshield wiper the knees, maybe hugging the knees in. Noticing those twists, forward folds, kind of noting how they're settling in your body. Good, so we'll do one more back bending pose. Opening up through the chest, we'll take a bridge pose. So bringing the hands on either side of your body. Feet are flat on the mat, knees are bent. Kind of waving through the pelvis just for a moment, kind of lifting that lumbar spine up and then pushing it down. And we inhale, lift the hips up. So maybe you take more of a restorative type bridge since we've done some back bends, or maybe you're just feeling really strong in your back bends today. You wiggle those shoulder blades together, lift the hips a little higher. Think of squeeze as if you have a block between your thighs that you're squeezing, really engaging those glutes, lifting a little higher. Deep breath. Good, lower, releasing the hands if they're clasped, lowering one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow, and hugging the knees in. Maybe rocking side to side, maybe happy baby, you grab the bottoms of the feet, allowing the knees to drop in towards the armpits. So taking the last pose before Shavasana to be yogi's choice. So taking any last movement that you'd like, maybe an inversion, maybe you come right into Shavasana. Taking any last final movement that feels good to you, maybe one more twist. Feeling what your body needs to finish your practice. And then making your way into your Shavasana. One unexpected joy of not being able to practice together. Maybe you can have a few more props for your Shavasana, right? It's a little more comfortable at home, maybe. As you get into your Shavasana, allowing the feet to just flop open. Your arms are down next to your body. Maybe your palms are facing up. Making any final adjustments. Get yourself a little bit more comfortable. Taking a nice deep breath in, sighing it out through an open mouth. Again, inhaling in, sighing it out. And again, shift your attention to your heart space, just as when we started. That place that's deep inside your heart. And allow your attention to rest right there at your heart center. Continue breathing in a way that feels as if your heart is breathing. Feeling how the air stream flows in and out
from your heart. Now it's time to make room in your heart for joy. Not only for the fleeting feelings of joy, but for significant and substantial joy that is your true nature. Calling maybe that memory that we started at the beginning of the class to mind. Maybe a new, different memory from a time in your distant past. Just so it's a time that brings a smile and a feeling of happiness and delight. Maybe it was a time you laughed so hard that you cried. Maybe it's a place that you feel totally at home. Maybe you can recall a look of joy on someone else's face that you caused. Seeing joy beam from their eyes and from their heart, connecting with your heart. And relive that joy right now, noticing how it feels inside you, what it feels like in your heart, around your belly, in your head. Allowing that feeling of joyfulness to spread and expand throughout your body. Stay with the feeling of joy and delight. Now let go of that storyline. Allowing those memories to fade. But allow that feeling of happiness to remain. Breathe into the center of that happiness and joy with each breath. Feeling that joyfulness expand as if you're stoking a fire. Those sparks of light are radiating all around you. Anchor this experience inside yourself by making a small gesture. Maybe gently touching your thumb to your pinky finger. Creating a touchstone enabling you to return to this wellspring of joyfulness whenever you want. Imagine planting that feeling inside this gesture so that you will be able to access this internal source of joy whenever you'd like. Simply by quieting yourself for a moment and repeating this gesture. Deepening your breath. Inviting some movement. Bringing your attention back into the space. Stretching your arms up overhead. Tugging your legs in. Rocking side to side. Eventually rolling on over onto your right side. And pushing up to a seated position. Staying in Shavasana as long as you want. It's one of the joys of an at-home practice, right? Let's bring our hands together at heart center. Let's make that connection, right? With the pinky finger and thumb. Actually, let's bring it down onto our knees just for a moment, sitting up nice and tall. Working to bring this sense of joy with us off our mats. Look for those unexpected joys that you can find everywhere. Notice how that changes your perspective. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. Now we bring our hands together at heart center. Bring our hands up to our third eye, forehead. And we say namaste. Thank you.